Joe Rogan has just called the MH370 teleportation UFO videos BS. Let's jump in and see what this is all about. If you're new to the channel, y'all, and you like content like this, please hit that subscribe button. Put out a new video every day, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. I do not miss a day. Please hit that like button, vetters. That really helps out the videos. So thank y'all so much for the support there. And of course, comment down below. What do you think of these MH370 videos that have been floating around? And what do you think of Joe Rogan's comments about them? Let's dive in. So if you're new to sort of the investigation and the videos and whatever, it's basically Malaysia Airlines flight from 2014 that disappeared, okay? And then some videos surfaced afterwards, okay, there's a couple, showing 3 orbs flying around. We're going to take a look at the videos, don't worry. 3 orbs flying around this plane, right? And it sort of poofing away, teleporting away. And they've said they've been able to determine that the plane in the video is MH370, you know, whatever. So, you know, and there's a gentleman by the name of Ashton Forbes who's basically become the lead investigator on these videos, right? He has been talked about. He's done a lot of interviews, all kinds of things, right? And he's been covering the MH370 videos. So anyway, he's supposed to go on Joe Rogan. That didn't happen. And now I think we know why that didn't happen. So look, we got a few things to look at. We're going to take a look at this clip of Joe Rogan and his guests talking about it. And then I'm going to play some stuff from Ashton Forbes and his response to this as well. Kind of, you know, be objective here, right? Get both sides. And yeah, we'll just go with that. And I'm going to show the videos too. So, you know, just going to leave the ball in y'all's court to decide on this. What y'all think, let me know in the comments. All right, let's start with Joe Rogan's clip here.
We were talking about the UFO thing.
Oh.
You had sent me a video of a UFO thing that I sent to Jeremy Corbell, and he says it's bullshit.
Which one?
The one where the plane gets circled by the drones.
Oh, okay. So, like,
Jeremy Corbell
I know that
thinks
video
it's
went
bullshit.
around, but I was listening to that autistic man talking about the ins and outs of how they looked at it.
Yeah.
So 2 things here. 1, apparently Jeremy Corbell thinks the videos are BS. And 2, this is a comedian here. Okay, so everyone relax. Kurt Metzger, he's a comedian. And yes, he did just call Ashton Forbes the autistic guy. That's, you know, he's a comedian, so I guess he gets away with it. But that's a little harsh, man. I got to say, that's a little harsh. But they're comedians, so is it just a joke, you know?
So, you know, if you go on the, like, rabbit hole shit of all this stuff, you know, like, you know.
And you know I do.
So, you know, how, who's the guy, Jack Parsons, that was the father of rocketry in America, or something they call him, and he's the guy who blew up from fulminated mercury. L. Ron Hubbard stayed at his house, and he was like, they were trying to bring about Babylon rising. Babylon spelled wrong, by the way. Which is that Aleister Crowley, Thelema kind of bullshit. Mm-hmm. And dude, it makes me laugh so much every time I think about it. All the history of rockets, these dick-shaped objects that we shoot up, okay, one part of rocket science is all the stuff I can't do, right? The other part of it is going in the desert and jerking off and looking into L. Ron Hubbard's eyes. Like the key component.
Also, the rocketry in this country is connected to 2 things that are evil: Nazis and Satanism.
Yeah, well, if you think
Okay.
it's evil to jerk off and look in the eyes of L. Ron Hubbard, an ingrate for, but it makes me laugh. So it's all this weird magical shit. Yeah. So it's all this weird magical shit, and it's so closely. So now when they talk about they don't go this weird debate like, I don't think it's ETs, it's extra dimensional something. And there's a lot of religious kind of channels that are like, obviously these are the Nephilim from the Bible, all that bullshit. And I don't think
see that thing, that boom is actually
from a video game.
That's from a video game.
No, it's not. It doesn't match up.
But it does match up. It does match up, except for some parts of it where it looks like it's partially altered. But obviously, if you're going, like, there's a video that breaks it down how it matches up. Not only does it match up, the edges like match up precisely at certain points of it. It looks like an.
And this is basically the entire MH370 argument in a nutshell, right there. since this started last summer, right? Of just one person going is bullshit. You know, this lines up, and the other person go, it doesn't line up. That's BS, right? And it's kind of stuck there. You know, they've tried to, Ashton has tried to present numerous other data points and all these other things surrounding it. But at the end of the day, what people just use their gut reaction of looking at the video go, that's BS. All right. That's BS. And then another person look at it and go, I don't, there's something there. And I think once you go down your own path of investigation, you're just looking to confirm your gut reaction to that video. All right. So just saying. It's interesting. The videos are interesting. I'll say that. I don't think there's been that much of an exhaustive investigation done into purported UFO videos, except maybe the Tic Tac and stuff. Other than that, these MH370 videos have really been, thoroughly investigated by Ashton Forbes and many other people, I must say.
Altered version of that image that's like a stock footage of some kind of explosion, and you're doing it through filters and you're adjusting the way the image looks, but a visual effects guy went over it and he explained multiple reasons why he thinks it's fake.
Well, that's a good point.
Someone who's an actual expert.
But you should know that a visual effects guy expert also went over if CNN discolored your face, and he said they didn't.
Come on.
You think
Did
I'm
they really?
We did
but
this
it
on
was a
Jimmy.
CNN hired guy.
Who the
right?
That's here's the point.
Yeah.
You can't trust that now. Like, they're going to do you personally, and then you're going to go, well, this expert, I won't say I know or don't know on a thing, but the way I look
think
at
that
it,
video's bullshit.
it could be.
Because there's a lot of those
But
videos
look,
that are bullshit. That's the point.
As soon as the questions around a thing that's not solved, we're like, well, wait, what is this?
Mm-hmm.
And there's some weirdness. Hey, maybe someone put that out as disinformation.
There's that.
Why are, if there's nothing and they've been doing this, it's just they want to make us think they have UFOs. Okay, that's possible, totally. That is crazier than if they just found something. The government to create a George Lucas level lore of aliens in the popular consciousness for no reason other than to hide what you have nicer shit that flies. Mm-hmm. That's insane. That's fucking like hiding that your wife is a man and you're the president of France. It's that level insane.
Sort of.
Why would you trust anything about your country ever again if they did that to you?
Well, because it's military secrets, and they've always hidden military secrets.
Yeah.
They hid all the military secrets about the.
So, look, let's kind of move on from that clip. Again, I'll put a link in the description. Go check it out. Brand new episode. Let's take a look at Ashton Forbes' sort of response to this, right? First, let's take a look at the videos as a whole. Let me open this up here. Okay. Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot, Ashton. Look, I'll put a link to this, and y'all can go read that statement from him. But here, these are the videos. Let's start that over. So I guess that's the flight right there. This is it as well. Zooming in on this plane. Supposed to be the same plane. You can already see the orb starting to circle around. Right? Oh, I mean, they are just going. Look at that. Just circling around the thing. And then watch what happens. It's just poof. Poof. It's gone. Let's see if we can see that again. Boop. 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 So that big blop that comes up, they're saying that's from a video game graphic that they found. And, you know, it does line up pretty well. Not perfectly, but enough for me to have been like, okay. I think, honestly, there's a lot of moments on both sides. So on Ashton's side of what he thinks and on the debunking side of this video. There's a lot of stuff that's very interesting. So I could see how someone could lean one way or the other, especially if you're a true believer in this stuff and you really want to see things. I get it. You may hang on to this one. I don't know. It's hard to truly debunk anything ever, right? Honestly, with these videos, it's left to your gut reaction and what you're going to accept, because I don't think will ever. It's a leap of faith either way. It's a leap of faith not to, and it's a leap of faith to believe it. You know. So look, let's listen to Ashton's response a little bit to this. Let me bring up the video. Where is it? Okay. All right, here we go. So this is Ashton responding, right, to that Joe Rogan video.
It's time to do this. You guys know why. If you're in here right now, you guys know what's good. Joe Rogan posted the videos on the podcast he did that came out today. Now, the reason why I thought it was interesting is that yesterday was supposed to be the day where I was supposed to be on Joe Rogan. March 25th was the date that we had set before he backed out of it. And instead, he had Kurt Metzger on, who he's a comedian. I think he did a pretty good job in general, honestly. He even defended the authenticity of the videos a little bit to us, or for us, although he did call me autistic. We're going to take a look at that. We're going to look at those clips. Let me make this full screen. We're going to take a look at those clips, and we are going to show the videos. I'm going to go through the best evidence. I'm going to address the debunks. We're going to get it all out there in the open, because I'm just tired of the bullshit. I'm not offended. I'm just disappointed at this point. So this is the video letter to Joe Rogan. If he's out there or his people watch this, I hope that they do, because I want them to know a few things. First thing I want people to know is that I have not been doing this for attention or for fame or for money or for anything like that. I don't give a crap about any of that stuff at all. The only thing I care about is the truth. And the truth is the United States government took MH370. That's what happened. That's the reason why they never found the plane, even though they searched for 3 years in a supposed area where they claimed they had satellite pings that proved that the plane crashed there. This is the reason why they developed a fake story about a pilot's suicide that makes no sense whatsoever, because something big had to be covered up. Yes, conspiracies are possible. These videos prove it beyond the shadow of a doubt. The thing about these videos that we're going to go over tonight that's so big compared to other videos, what you're going to see in this clip is Joe Rogan mentions there's a lot of bullshit out there. Yes, there is. There's never been a video where I said, wow, that's incredible. I need to go prove that's real to the world. This is a real incident where a plane disappeared from thin air. That does not happen in 2014. Planes don't just disappear. They just don't go untracked. That's not a thing that's possible. The reason why these videos are the most compelling videos in the world is that it's not just lights flashing around, or it's not just a UFO. It actually has a real world event incorporated with it that you can be dug into, that you can look into the evidence, and you'll find, just like we found through MH370X, the evidence corroborates the videos being real. That's the strongest aspect of them. You think I want to believe that we can zap a plane out of existence or to somewhere else? No, I don't want to have to believe that. That's incredible. That has huge implications to our reality. But here's the next craziest part. It lines up with everything that's being told about UFOlogy. It lines up with what Kurt and Joe Rogan were talking about right after the MH370 clip. Why would the government lie about this? Maybe they're covering up the whole aliens thing is maybe just a distraction from the idea that we have this technology.
So that's interesting. So Ashton thinks that the U.S. government did this, not aliens, I guess. But we're hiding some secret teleportation technology. I mean, a lot of people think it is still aliens. So, anyway, look, I'll put a link in the description. Go check out Ashton's Twitter. You can see the rest of this video. It's on his YouTube, but if you go to his Twitter, you can just see a bunch of different, responses and stuff. So just trying to be fair here, be objective. Ashton should have his say as well in this. And yeah. So look, right here, let me show you this clip right here. So Ashton says, Joe Rogan sent the MH370 videos to Jeremy Corbell. Jeremy Corbell, who claimed it was BS, hypocritical from a guy showing us jellyfish UFOs floating around and claiming there's better footage we can't see, but I digress. Joe apparently saw the Corridor Crew video. So real quick, this is what they're saying about this, right? So they're overlaying the same, right, what they think that clip that they stole it from, right? This asset is not in the MH370 videos. So Ashton's saying that's not true. Anyway, you can go through it. You can find all the stuff. You want to dive into it, up to you. But this is the video that a lot of people have seen, and this is the video Ashton's talking about. And I think, this is what he thinks was seen, right? So let me, let's just start it. Let's just go.
Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 disappeared in 2014. Shortly after, 2 videos hit the internet. Recently, these video clips have been making a resurgence, people talking about them again, people claiming they have undeniable proof that they're real. Let's start by watching the clips.
No. Okay, that's a white thing. The whole frame gets brighter.
So one of our base requirements is multiple witnesses, multiple camera angles.
So real quick, Corridor Crew are VFX artists. This is what they do. They're experts in this. They interview the top VFX artists in the world every week on a show that they have called VFX Artists React. I'm just saying they are someone to look to for this stuff. Regardless, if you don't like their conclusion, I mean, I get that, but this is literally what they do. So I do take their opinion very seriously, to be honest with you, when it comes to this stuff. That's up to you to decide, whatever you think. But they're not just like YouTubers looking at this, I mean, they are YouTubers, but they're a specific kind.
One comes with a second clip.
It's just like, what is this plane doing? They're taking like evasive maneuvers? Who's filming this? Like, what's going on? Like, it's also, why is it so shaky? Because it's like, should be on a nice smooth gimbal.
So there you have it.
It's a weird one.
It is a weird one.
Wouldn't that be cool if that was real? Well, actually, no, that'd be terrible because,
Oh, yeah.
there's a lot of people on that plane. Although, I guess they're not dying, they're going to a new dimension.
Yeah, they might be living it up.
The YouTube channel, since this was uploaded, does not exist.
Real quick, that's what I've always wondered. Where did these people go? Teleported where? For what reason? Why them? Like, why that plane of all the planes? If you're going to teleport, like, why would you do that one?
No original footage, just YouTube videos.
It's not good.
When your original footage is a YouTube video, yeah, that's a step. Guys, is this real or is this VFX?
I'm getting VFX-y vibes right now.
The first angle is something you could do very simply. The second one is way weirder.
So people have said that because these came out so quickly after the airline disappeared, that it'd be impossible to do these visual effects. How fast could you guys do these shots?
Real fast.
Yeah.
As little as an hour. as long as 4 to 5. You could do this in 4 to 5 hours.
Okay. After analyzing this footage, it became clear to me that this is visual effects. The thing that stands out most to me is we go back to that first clip. Let's look at the background. Are we a satellite? Assume we're a satellite. Do you notice anything weird about the background?
Oh, that the clouds are not evolving in any way, shape, or form.
Nothing's evolving.
It's a still frame.
It's a still frame. Thank you, Ren. Hey guys, how fast do satellites go?
17,000 miles an hour.
Yeah. Would you jump to footage of the International Space Station?
Oh, damn!
Look, the fact of the matter is, that's satellite footage. The satellite needs to be moving. It can't be static. There would be parallax between the clouds and the ground. That's a big one. But you know what? That doesn't rule out that thermal shot, right? What's up with that thermal shot? Thermal cameras, like, they don't have grain. It's not underexposed footage. And if there's any sort of noise pattern, notice it's a fixed noise pattern. Yeah. It's the idea of like your image is under almost like a dirty lens.
How do you make it look like it's thermal? Well, there's a filter in After Effects called Colorama. What Colorama does is it goes, all right, let's take black to white, and instead of do black to white, we're gonna fill it in with different colors along the way, a rainbow, a spectrum. And then, you know, that looks like thermal footage, it's just not accurate. However, in this case, we see the engines are hot, so maybe you go in, touch up the engines, give them a little, track some like heat points on there. One weird thing I'm noticing with the thermals is on that shockwave in the second clip, like how cold is that shockwave?
Wait, because
Like, is that like a zero? And so I'm confused why it's so dark when, like, we clearly see the engines are like hot points. We're getting the yellows, the reds.
because if it's a super dark hole, why is it so bright there? And then in the other one, it's like a pitch black abyss.
The crazy thing about thermals is they see through mist and smoke and all that kind of stuff. If we look at this clip from Veritasium, we can't see them because photons can't pierce the fog. But that deep infrared, that long wavelength infrared goes right through it. The fog is invisible to infrared. So those plain contrails shouldn't even be showing up on thermal.
The underlying footage is CGI. It's a 3D render.
On top of a still frame of clouds.
On top of a still frame of clouds, and the reason it is the particle effect, the trail from the plane. Those are sprites overlaid on top of each other, giving us this additive, stacked opacity, which creates that buildup in the highlight that we see there. If we were to do a volumetric smoke simulation of a similar trail like that, you would see that it doesn't overlap and it has more consistent values across the whole arc, not just where it's, you know, occluding itself. It's a CGI render.
Setting this up in 3D is almost trivially simple. You lay a path, you set an object to follow the path, you get a little triple helix for the other objects that come in, put a particle emitter for the contrails.
I'd be curious to see when this came out versus when the Sprite Trail tutorial on Video Copilot came out. I think it was roughly around this time, too, so I'd be curious to see how it lines up.
But the biggest nail in the coffin, which if I would have led with this, would have made this whole discussion
Oh
moot.
no,
It's not really as fun.
Do you have damning evidence as well?
I have damning testimony.
What? If you tell me that this is the shockwave.
Do we have this shockwave on our server?
We do now, actually.
Wait, what?
I found the stock footage.
You did! You got it!
Yeah, rather, we didn't. Some people on Reddit did. This is a stock footage clip from the 90s.
Oh, hell yeah.
There's the clip from the video, and here is the stock footage.
It's perfect!
Oh, it's perfect!
Cinderella, baby.
Cinderella, man.
So Ashton is saying that doesn't match up. They're saying it does. They're showing it does. I think everyone's going to debate that till the end of time. Again, if whatever your gut reaction is, it lines up. If you're kind of like a little, I think that's BS, you're going to be like, yep, that lines up. If you're like, I think there's something there, you can be like, nah, it doesn't line up all the way. You know what I mean?
Slipped right on.
Wow. An ISA, dude, an identified stock asset.
Some people have said, pixels don't match perfectly. And you know what? Of course they don't match perfectly. I don't have the exact settings that the artist used, but if you look at it, it's the exact same.
I literally can't wear these glasses anymore. Like, there's like...
I mean, the idea that pixels would line up identical is crazy. That's crazy. That's, to me, is a crazy bar to set for yourself, to be like, unless the pixels match exactly, then it's not the same.
Nothing. It's just so debunked.
This is visual effects. It's really well done visual effects. So I had the joy of being a guest on a podcast, the Danny Jones podcast. They had a UFO believer who believes that this footage is real come on the podcast, and they asked me to break down if it was visual effects or not. And I
UFO believer. Boy, Ash is just getting it. Poor guy for that. Look, he has taken a lot of hate. Okay, and he's deserved some of it because he's been a little whatever himself. And to be fair, just transparent, Ashton and I have, behind the scenes, we had a little thing going. Nothing crazy. Well, I had said stuff on the podcast. He didn't like it, but we have since water under the bridge. Ashton and I are cool. I have, we have sort of just bygones be bygones. You do your thing. I'll do mine. Nothing but respect, get on with your bad self. Right. So I do want to say that I have, I wish Ashton all the best with it. If that's what he wants to spend his time doing. And I can appreciate the passion to look into something, something, right? Doing something. So I got to start appreciating that more. People actually doing something in this field. You may not like what they're doing. You may think they're wasting their time, but they're doing something, right? They're looking into something. They're investigating something. And I at the end of the day, I don't see anything wrong with that, So anyway, let's continue this.
Presented this. Danny sent me the reaction of the UFOologist.
So as a statement of fact, those do not match.
Dude, it is exact.
This is like saying that my butthole is your butthole because they're similar, right? It's not. We don't have the same butthole because of that.
So if you want to see our in-depth full response to...
Oh, Ashton, don't. The whole butthole thing is that's the worst thing argument. He started to make that argument a lot. That's the worst argument he could have made, to be honest with you. Like, think optics, dude. Again, wish you the best, Ashton. I just that would have been optically optically is an interesting word for me to use as well. But yeah, that was the wrong argument to use. So anyway, look, that's kind of the story. Dive deeper, put links in the description. Go check out the stuff. Everyone's kind of moved. A lot of people have moved past it. Some people haven't. Ashton is continuing to look into it. I mean, look, the truth is Ashton is now associated with MH370. They are combined. And I think maybe to Ashton's detriment, okay, nothing against Ashton, but I think he's connected himself in a way that if people judge the MH370 videos, Ashton feels like they're judging him, right? And so he's taking some stuff personally. Now, I know he's really been working on that, to be honest with you, and his response video is pretty appropriate, if I'm being honest. He believes in something, and he responded in a way that seems fair. I mean, look what they said about him. They called him autistic, right? He could have had a different response to that. So I appreciate him taking that in stride and just kind of presenting his side, right? And his letter to Joe Rogan, as he said, to maybe get on and state his piece. I can respect that, right? I mean, Joe Rogan had Bob Lazar on. Let him tell his story. Just saying. I don't, at the end of the day, I don't know if there'd be anything wrong with Ashton going on Joe Rogan and telling that story. I used to think, that's a bad idea. But now, why? Why is that such a bad idea? I don't know. Anyway, comments are going to be crazy, right? Curious what... Guys, don't attack me. I'm just presenting this, right? I'm just reporting on it. Y'all make your own decisions, your own whatever you want, right? Links in the description. Go check it out. Do what you want with it. So anyway, I was supposed to put out an interview today, but I wanted to cover this first. And plus, I'm still editing on that. I got sent some more stuff by that person for the interview. So I need to include that in it. So it just requires a little more editing. But yeah, so excited for that. Basically, I have Jeremy Riss, the alien scientist, an interview with him, and an interview with my good friend Bob, B-O-B, Bob Schneider, not Rob Schneider, musician, Austin's most nominated music artist of all time, the Austin Music Awards. So my friend Bob Schneider, talking about UFOs and stuff. That's a great conversation because Bob is like, just kind of getting into it and just kind of, it's a perfect representation of most people on this topic. Talking to someone about this topic that doesn't really know too much, kind of into it, it's a perfect representation of that. So that's going to be a fun conversation. So anyway, looking forward to both of those coming out. And yeah, thank y'all for watching. We'll see you guys on tomorrow's video. Remember, every day's a gift, y'all.